guys, welcome back to Cooking with the Frisbees. Guess what today is? Harvest time. We're gonna do a garden walk. It's July 2nd. It's hot, but we're gonna go ahead, take a walk around the garden, see how things are growing, and pick some stuff. Ah, a bee.
And
come with me.
That.
Okay, go. All right, cucumbers. These are our silver slicers, or our slicer cucumbers. We did get one. We already ate it. It was fabulous. But we're not getting a whole lot others. I'm hoping, we think that there's a problem with the runoff from what they're treating the grass with. So we're trying to give them a little bit of extra food, a little bit of extra water, in hopes that they'll do a better job for the rest of the summer. But wait until you see the Armenian ones. First bed, tomatoes. Oh my gosh, you guys. Pardon the mess, we haven't fixed this up yet. We'll be finishing it soon. Construction. So unfortunately, we did have two very large green hornworms that did a number on a bunch of branches. So we've cut them all down, cut those off. They're a little traumatized, but we're hoping that they'll come back from it. They already had some beautiful fruit on them. We're waiting for them to get a little bit more ripe, and then we'll pull those, and I see some caprese salad in our future.
Oh, don't ever threaten me with that.
Come around to the other side and my new platform. Look at these cherry tomatoes. I'm telling you guys, these are the sweetest, most wonderful cherry tomatoes I have ever eaten. And these are from our seeds that we saved from last year because they were so good. They're just amazing.
They really are. Look at all the growth that we have. How many plants did we do?
We did 16. We've gotten some yellowing on some of them. This is a watering issue. Whenever you have yellowing of your leaves, it's either too much or too little. So we're trying to get the right combination. We figured out our drip line. It's just not giving us enough. So we've ordered some new drip lines. They have a little bit larger holes rather than the whole thing seeping. So it'll push water regardless of where it is in the line. It'll push water to that area. So we're gonna try that. But that's on him. So he's got
Yeah, I got it. It's already here.
So I'm gonna pull some of these tomatoes, and we already have some in the house. So we might be having, oh, you know what I was gonna roast today is the halloumi cheese. Maybe we'll do a roasted tomato and halloumi cheese on the grill. That would be lovely. Oh my gosh, there's so many.
Not like last year where, remember, we couldn't even get them up to the house because there just weren't enough.
Well, we only had 2 plants that really did well.
Right.
This year we have, what do we, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five plants, and well, I guess this one is kind of growing.
Yeah, it is.
It's a little funky, but it's growing. So, and then we have our peppers. Again, we had a hornworm come in here and just about eat this entire plant. You'll see it's a lot smaller. I've had to really cut it back in hopes that it won't be too traumatized and that it'll come back. And we have lots of peppers started. None of them seem to be unscathed. In other words, there's something that's chewing on them. If you come over here, Keith, you'll see this one here. And it's got to be some type of a worm, but I haven't been able to find it. So I don't know what I'm dealing with exactly. So we're going to keep going in hopes that at some point we have enough out of 4 plants to get a couple of peppers at least.
We just never do well with bell peppers. It's so annoying.
I know, it's hard. But
because I eat them every day for breakfast.
Yep, you have one every day, don't you?
Yes.
So these are our patty pans. Looks, oh, we have one over here, Keith. You want to come over here and I'll pick it? These guys are so yummy. Look at it.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Isn't it cool? So I'm just gonna clip it and grab it. Yeah.
That's a nice one.
I think we have 2 inside too, so we should be able to make a dish with those. Oops, don't squash my tomatoes. Oh my gosh, look at the squash. Speaking of squash.
I have to move and go to another camera angle because
they're so huge. Oh my gosh, I see a couple of them. Let me grab these. These yellow squash are definitely thriving. Even though we do have a pretty good amount of fungus, that's the white spots. And unfortunately, it really spreads easily. It spreads through the wind. So it is spreading to pretty much everything in the garden,
there's
even
another
though,
one in there.
oh yeah, I see it. Even though I'm using neem oil, which I try to only use on the leaves because I need my flowers to be pollinated by my bees. So even though I am using neem oil and I'm using 7 dust on the roots for the borers, we're still having a bit of a fungus problem. It's not affecting the fruit right now, so I'm hoping that it'll continue to be okay. I think I saw another one over here. Yes. Right? Here.
Oh, wow. They like to hide.
Yeah. That's why they get so big, because I don't see them. I've pulled all my zucchini, so we're waiting for them to start to reproduce. But I can see there's a couple of them coming out. You can see the little babies. This is what I mean when I say it's a female. See how the blossom is at the end here? So it's a female when you see the fruit start coming out right underneath the blossom. So all those blossoms I pulled to cook, those stuffed zucchini blossoms, watch the episode. It's not harming the plants at all. There's plenty on there to continue to fertilize. Watermelon, where are they? Oh, I guess it's ripe. Ah,
Wow.
look at that.
So we
guess it
struggle
just
with
fell off.
we struggle with knowing when to pick them. But I guess when it's on the ground, that's it telling us that it's ready. So
oh my God, this is so exciting.
it's the first.
It's our very first. Oh my God. I'm gonna need a bigger basket, babe. So where are the other ones then?
Here's some.
This is a big one too. I don't see any browning. Supposedly the tendril next to it will brown.
Here's a couple over here too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, look. I'm guessing they mean like this tendril
Yeah.
will get brown. Oh, that's so exciting.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. We got cucumbers over here. Check it out. Look at all of these blossoms. Is that crazy? So not every blossom is going to turn into a cucumber, but oh my gosh, look at these. I got one here. I've got one here.
Let's come in on that one. Look at that.
I think that one's ready to pull. What do you think?
It's not a striped Armenian.
I think they are.
So
See,
when does it develop the
at the
stripe?
bottom.
I
guess
say let it
depends.
go for a minute.
Okay, that's fine. Here, this
Wow.
one you can see the stripes more readily. These do tend to get long. Oh yeah.
Lots of cute. If all these flowers start coming in, boy.
I know. Well, not all of them. Just like this squash, not all the flowers are gonna. Of course.
Every one.
Not all the flowers are gonna yield a fruit. but they're all there definitely for a purpose. So also I have a volunteer that I can't tell what it is. So I didn't plant it, but it's right here in between, and I think that it's a cantaloupe. But I don't know, and I won't know until it fruits. So we'll see about that.
We'll see. I mean, we let some of the ambrosia melons fall to the ground last year, so who knows?
Yeah. All right. This is a little tricky. So this is our beans and peas. Obviously, it's way too hot for peas, so they died off. That's fine. I planted them super early in hopes that the spring wouldn't be too hot and we would probably get some. I got two. Two peas.
Wow.
As far as the beans are concerned, I did not mark these properly because I had said I didn't want to grow these again. These are the purple pole beans. And I had said I didn't want to grow them again because they just didn't yield enough to get a whole enough for even two people for dinner.
Right.
So unfortunately, I mismarked them when I saved the seeds, and so they ended up growing, and I ended up planting them. But what we do have is our favorite bean is the Chinese long bean, and it's been really hot. I've had to replant these guys or restart these guys twice now. I'm not sure why, if I didn't treat the bed well enough in the beginning, but I did replant them. They are coming back. We are finally starting to get blossoms on it. There was blossoms over here yesterday. So it hopes that, and I remember last year, our beans really didn't come to fruition until a little bit later in the season, so I'm expecting that's what's going on here. But they are now looking a lot healthier, at least a lot happier, and my hope is that they will start producing relatively soon, because I really would like.
I did like them. They weren't in that bed last year, but
No, they weren't, but
this bed has just been a struggle for
it's
us.
really struggled. I mean, even my basil, which usually does super well, has been struggling. The dill, on the other hand, is going crazy.
Right.
So what I have been doing is as I am pruning my tomatoes, when I get large suckers, I'm just putting them in this bed. And you can see they're doing okay. They're starting to grow. The problem what I didn't do is mark what I was putting in here, so I have no idea. So they're tomatoes of some sort.
It'll be a treasure hunt.
It'll be a treasure hunt if they live. So you can see, like, this one didn't take, but I have other ones up in pots at the top of the stairs. We'll go through those in a minute. And so I'm gonna move some of those down here today. So next is hot peppers. Check it out. And I'm actually gonna pull some of these because I had I already pulled the jalapenos off yesterday. We had 2 good-sized jalapenos, and there's plenty more in these trays. And then I have shoshitos, which I'm going to show you. These are going to be part of our appetizer tonight. You just blister them in a pan, and then you just serve them with a dip and just munch on them. So they're supposed to be fabulous, not too spicy. They're I think the Japanese cuisine is very common in their cuisine to use them as an appetizer. And then these here, I thought were poblanos. Clearly I mismarked them, and they are shoshitos. So now I have 2 rows of shoshitos, which is fine. So I went and purchased poblanos that are a pretty good size. You can see them here. They're a pretty good size. My hope is that we can get them fertilized and moving, and hopefully have some poblanos this year based off of these plants. I did put some more zucchinis in here simply because we had them. I thought they were gonna die. Keith put them in a pot they lived.
They did not want to die.
They didn't. So they deserve to have
you
a
know
place
what?
in the garden.
Exactly. If you want to thrive, I'll give you a spot.
Exactly. So this was where the kale was. Kale is not a summer crop. I tried it just because they were growing, and I figured I'd keep them. And then they got eaten by a worm of some sort, and I just said, forget it. We're just gonna pull it out because I didn't want those contaminating the rest of the bed. Eggplants.
Those are big.
They're huge, but remember this year I didn't do the Hansel, the little ones. I did the Black Beauties, which is the full-size purple eggplant or black eggplant. We have lots of blossoms on here, so I'm hoping someday soon we're gonna have some eggplant to make, and I'm excited to figure out lots of different recipes to make with that. This is such a disappointment.
The never-ending story of the strawberry patch.
Which has yielded exactly 0 strawberries for me.
But a lot of foliage. So when you look at it, it's like
so much of it.
Looks so healthy, but
I can't. It just
not
won't.
bearing any fruit. If anybody has any tips and/or tricks, or maybe it's something that strawberries take a couple of years to really bear. This is our 2nd year with this patch. If you go back and look at any of our other videos, you see that it wasn't this healthy over the past year. Now it's tons of foliage, but no fruit.
No fruit. So
Don't know.
we'll keep trying. I'm going to pull some of these shosito peppers off so that we can do wow, this little, for as little as this plant is, it's got a lot of them.
I noticed these plants have a lot of peppers on them.
Oops. This one doesn't want to come on. Oh, I just noticed this zucchini already has a blossom on it. That's crazy. I just planted it. Must have really liked the fertilizer I gave it. Go around the other side. Excuse me. I think that's enough for the first try.
Yeah, I bet.
I sure do hope we like them.
Well, there's always
have
the
plenty.
neighbors. Which
Okay.
we had a neighbor last night when we made the fried alligator, which you guys, the episode will be upcoming. You'll probably see that before you see this, but she just said no
We only
thank you
had one
politely. But then she commented this morning on the page and said, I was scared. So obviously it's a person that's never had alligator before. So you
Yes.
can't blame her.
No.
Herb Garden seems to have made a little bit of a comeback.
Yeah, it's doing well. I do have to come back out here later today and grab some herbs because we're going to be doing an herb crusted prime rib, and I like taking an unsalted butter and chopping up all different kinds of herbs and rubbing it all over. Anyways, that'll be on another episode. Let's go up top and see how these guys are doing in the pots. This basket's so heavy.
Need to get you a backpack now.
Right? Okay. These guys go back and forth between really happy
I noticed that.
and not so much. What we've decided up on these is that I'm not going to prune them anymore. We pruned them up from the bottom quite a ways. And that's it. We're not going to prune anymore. We're going to see how they do. They're still producing fruit, so they're not totally unhappy. We'll see what comes of it. So this is what I meant when I said I'm just sticking suckers in pots. So this little guy, I'll repot him. I threw this one right in the same pot. and it's done really well. So I'm gonna need to move it out of this pot because the pot's just not large enough to feed both tomato plants. Also, our neighbor Lori has a lot of birds and bird feeders, and I don't know what happened, but I got sunflower seeds in this pot and they're growing.
Those big sunflowers?
Yes, these are large
Oh my
sunflowers. I don't know
goodness.
what happened or how they ended up there, but
Wow, I never even noticed that.
I'm gonna have to move them.
And I water these every morning, I never noticed it.
That's funny. The only reason I know that they're sunflowers is because there's sunflower seeds in the pot, and it was actually stuck on the top of this. So I did plant sunflower seeds down in the garden. They just didn't take. I noticed even in my planted flowers, which I planted marigolds in all of my beds, and really they're just not thriving this year, and I'm not sure if it was the timing or what. So we will see. Here's another, oh look, this one has lots of tomatoes on it. Oh, it's still going.
Yeah, that one all of a
This one
sudden
seems
just
to be
really started thriving.
Super happy.
I still think a lot of it had to do with the heat that we got so early in the year.
Yeah, well, and I mean, at 103 degrees, I'm melting. This is obviously a cherry tomato. We have it in here with some mint, which can tend to be very invasive, but I just keep cutting it back a little bit at a time. So as long as it's still happy, I'm gonna let it go.
It's a bully.
Yeah, here's another one. This, I clearly need to pull some of this mint out because it's getting way too up in its business. But I just keep pulling it back and it seems to be doing okay. As long as it is, I'll let it stay. But if it starts to suffocate my plant, then it's gonna have to go. Check this out though. This is gorgeous. I thought we lost this plant. You see down here at the bottom, look at all these holy leaves we had. Like I thought we had, and it just died back. I thought we were gonna lose the whole thing. But I used this rose and flower insect killer, and whatever it was, it killed it. And
Now look at those blossoms.
look at it, they smell amazing. Ugh, when you walk out here early in the morning before the sun comes
when the
up,
dew is on it,
and
oh
the
my
dew
God.
is, it smells so amazing.
They are just absolutely beautiful.
There's so many blooms.
I'd love it to be a little bushier, but I have to do my research on that. And then we got Willie covered up over here. He'll be out later today.
You got work to do, boy.
Mm-hmm.
So here's, okay, this is sad. We're gonna continue to try, but this is our blackberry bush. Here's one. There you go. See, it really is a blackberry bush.
It is.
It just has nothing on it.
Well,
it was full. It was really
full,
full.
and then they got eaten.
I think the birds ate them.
Yeah, I always see birds over here.
Hi, Ronnie. So these are blackberries as well. Looks like we have another little spurt, so maybe we'll get some.
Yeah, and that vine, this one seems a lot healthier.
It does.
I think it's shaded more. Who knows?
I guess we'll find out. And last but not least, more mint. Oh my gosh, there's all kinds of stuff growing in here. This was not meant to grow. It was supposed to die off. You see how well that went for me.
It's still a great place to get mint.
Hey, if it's gonna grow, I'm gonna let it grow. So, well, that's it for our garden tour today. And I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got a little something out of it. We certainly did. We got a huge harvest.
Got a
today.
harvest.
No strawberries, of course, but that's all right. So anyways, join us again later tonight when we start our prime rib. That'll be in an upcoming Cooking with the Frisbees episode, so see you soon. Hey guys, welcome back. Just got back from outside. Whew, it's hot.
Melting.
But as you can see, I have our first watermelon here, and this is the moment of truth. We are going to cut it open and see what we have inside. Hoot, hoot.
No.
Not red at all.
So,
It's gonna have to go, but why did it fall off? Maybe it just got too heavy for the vine?
I think so. So I think maybe what we're gonna have to do, and guys, you need to see this because not everything is success. I think what we need to do is go back to what we did with the netting that we did with the ambrosia metal.
Baskets and
support them and tie them.
Because this is about the size that they're
That's the
supposed
size,
to
but
be.
that's not.
But
do
I
you want to
did
even
notice
taste it?
You want to try it?
Taste it. Just take a little spoon and see.
What the inside
I mean, I
tastes
think
like?
it's supposed to be pink.
Yeah, they're supposed to be pink. I mean, it's soft. It's a little bit bitter. Here, try it.
Now I'll take your word for it. I saw the look on your face.
So, unfortunately, not a go. We do have to go back down to the garden to do some stuff today. I'm going to go get those hammocks. And next time we do a garden tour, I'll show you how we tie them up. That'll give them a little bit longer time on the vine.
Yeah, that
Clearly,
one just fell off.
It ripped off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and we've had some pretty good wind in the area.
Storms.
So, yeah, I'm going to have to just help them stay on the vine a little bit longer.
But there's a success.
There is a true success. This isn't even from today.
Right?
That's not even from what I picked today. So we'll definitely be using some of these today. Exciting. All right, guys. Well, not a success, but we're looking forward to the next one. We'll definitely keep you posted. See you soon.